For longtime readers of the site, it's no surprise that I'm a huge Alfred Hitchcock fan. So I was very excited to get the North by Northwest 50th Anniversary Edition in my review pile. Now, I think I already own this movie 2 or 3 times in different formats, but hey, a new version is a new version, and I'm going to give it a chance. Um, what makes this version different is that there's a few new extra features, and it's been remastered since concurrent with the DVD there was a Blu-ray release of the film, which unfortunately I did not get to review. Believe me, there was plenty of crying in my sleep over that one. Still, North by Northwest, a masterpiece, one of Hitchcock's finest works. Some of the suspense pieces in this film still hold up absolutely fantastically. The crop duster scene, which is such an iconic film image, is absolutely fantastic. And the climax of the movie at Mount Rushmore, I was surprised watching this movie again, just how effective and how suspenseful it really was. Yes, some of the effects are a little bit dated, but some of the effects are actually still pretty good and hold up pretty well. Throughout this entire movie, I was consistently fascinated by Hitchcock's shots and the scene setups that he came up with, and just really how masterful he was with the camera. Of course, Cary Grant, utterly fantastic in almost everything. He's superb here. Eva Marie Saint is pretty much a typical Hitchcock blonde. She's not my favorite performance out of any of his films, but she plays the part that she has to play well. Now, normally I don't cover picture quality in my standard DVD reviews, but in this case I feel like I have to mention it. Since the film was restored from the original print and all that good stuff, it does look pretty fantastic. Even watching it on DVD, I was really impressed with how good this 50-year-old film really looked. The imagery is really clean. Colors look superb. It was almost like watching a Blu-ray of a typical Hollywood classic. I was very impressed with how well it held up on DVD. Now, this is a 2-disc set. You get a number of extra features, some of which are really, really impressive. First up, you get a commentary with the film's screenwriter, Ernest Lehman. There's also a music-only audio track, which I'm not really a big fan of. I don't quite get why you'd want to watch an entire movie and just listen to the music when you could just buy the soundtrack and listen to that instead. The second disc holds the bulk of the extra features. There's 2 new documentaries on the second disc, which are really what's going to get the Hitchcock fans excited. The first one is a new documentary called The Master's Touch, Hitchcock's Signature Style, and as expected, it's a pretty neat piece about Hitchcock and the cinematography and the stuff that he managed to capture with the cameras. The second new piece is called North by Northwest, One for the Ages, and it's a piece that looks at the innovations and influences of the film and kind of talks about the fantastic shots and the special effects and just the things it did that were really groundbreaking 50 years ago. In addition to all of that, you get a really nice feature-length profile on Cary Grant called A Class Apart. You get a 2000 documentary called Destination Hitchcock, The Making of North by Northwest, which is of course a making of feature that's also quite a good piece to watch. There's a stills gallery, theatrical trailers, and of course a television commercial. I love North by Northwest. It's not one of my top Hitchcock films, but it's a really great film with some iconic movie moments in it. And if you haven't seen it, you really do owe it to yourself to watch it. If you already own one of the previous versions of the film, especially the last special edition that came out, you're not really missing out on too much if you don't pick up the new version, except for the fact that it's been restored and it does look so good. That I think alone is worth picking up, but of course I would probably recommend the Blu-ray version, even though I didn't get that to review. So North by Northwest, although it is a double dip, it is quite a good one, so I'm going to go ahead and give it my highly recommended.